Hi, I'm Peggy,
I'm Laura.
and we are
Urban
Urban
Booze. Oh, you got your
Booze.
card. You got your card. Mine are around here somewhere.
No, it's there. Today's show, there we go. Everybody, we are getting ready for the holidays, and we're doing it by trying some wines that are local
Mm-hmm.
and that we can use to celebrate. One is Jam Jar.
I left my jam jar. I drank mine last night.
I know
and
you see mine is halfway done.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to do some dessert wine, a very rich ruby port.
I've got that. I just opened it.
Right.
I'm only going to have one glass.
Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, I only poured probably the same amount you poured.
Yeah. So I guess let's start with the easiest, Jam Jar. You had it last night.
Mm-hmm.
And
It was fine. It was nice. It was subtle. It was a nice white. I had jambalaya, chicken jambalaya, and string beans. The jambalaya has a lot of flavor in it,
yeah.
and it just, it washed it away. It was a light wine.
It's a light wine. I do like the red better, but this isn't a bad introduction. Again, another introduction wine. Last night, you know what? This quarantine has me feeling real nostalgic. So I went deep down into my growing up days, and I made arroz y gandules, and I made pernil.
All right. I haven't made that in a long time.
And I followed a recipe, I really enjoyed it. And because that in and of itself with the culantro, the garlic, just all the flavors that are in that.
We both had rice dishes with powerful flavors.
Powerful flavors. And I had, I was like, okay, it went well with it because it did kind of cleanse.
Right. But it's not too dry.
No.
It's not very sweet. It didn't have any fizz.
Right. Which I like because I don't really like fizz.
I didn't wake up with a hangover. My husband and I drank it. I didn't drink the whole bottle by myself. Mm-hmm. It was fine. I'd buy it again. You know why I'd buy it again though?
Why?
It couldn't have been more than $10.
I think it was $6.99.
That's what I'm thinking. It was somewhere, yeah. So that makes it it's like, yeah, we can do this one. This one can go in the rotation as a house wine.
Exactly. I can definitely see this on the Urban Booze bar card. Mm-hmm. It's not a wine that I think anybody would find distasteful.
Right.
Again, if you have that palate where you like dry, it might not be the one for you. But I think like this would be a nice intro wine. I really do. So it was very refreshing.
Right. Exactly. It's refreshing. It's priced to move. If you don't like
South Africa.
It's from South Africa. and if you don't like it, you can always cook with it. It's fine. It's fine. It's better than what we never talk about these, what I call the supermarket wines, the Chateau Diana. I hate that. It's hard. Nobody buy that. We're not reviewing it. I'm telling you now, it's awful. But it's a supermarket here.
Yeah.
Which is why I know of it. So if you're going to spend $6 and you want to try something, that's the one, the Jam Jar.
Yeah, so this grape is obviously from South Africa. I was trying to read. It has peach and apricot flavors. And yeah.
Right, it's refreshing. You got that. Yeah, it's refreshing.
And just like I said, bright and cheerful.
Mm-hmm.
Bright and cheerful in a bottle. It's good. It's within the budget.
Mm-hmm.
Go get it, y'all. Jam Jar.
We got ours at Trader Joe's this time.
Right, that's right. That was one of our Trader Joe's finds. I can also find it, interestingly enough, at my local liquor stores. I can find it. So this one is not a hard find. So they have pretty decent distribution. Okay. Total Wines, and then mm-hmm. I was like, okay, and that's what I like. You could find it when you can find something.
Mm-hmm. Like right when
it's
you
all
can
right
find
to me.
It's exactly. It's hard, it's like, oh, I love this wine, but I can't get it.
And then we won't get it again, even if we like it. If it's hard to find, so mm-hmm. There we go. So let's move on to our next one.
Moving on.
The next one is Ruby Port from the America's oldest winery.
Mm-hmm. We're going to go there. I think when this lifts, because Peggy's been talking to me about the tours that she took there for years.
Yes.
Now, we're gonna have to go up there and take a. You know, let me just look at this label. Look at the label. Look at the picture on the label. What is that? A monk?
Let me see.
And the lady.
Look, if it was the oldest, it has to be a monk. Girl, it kind of looked like a Salem witch hunt, but that's just me without my glasses.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Oh God, New York State Ruby Port from Brotherhood, and they say Washingtonville, New York, since 1839.
Okay. Yeah.
I was introduced to it because my mother took me. So that's a fond memory. And this was when I could drink, when she thought it was okay to let me drink. And I remember going there, tasting a very spicy red wine that I could not remember. And I think now it's called the May wine that they're known for. I think it is. So this Ruby Port is a dessert wine?
It's a dessert wine. So I have my...
This is the closest I have to a dessert glass.
Oh, that's cool.
Right?
You're saying to bring the wine. I have a quart glass. Oddly enough, I've got the proper glass for something. I never have not never, but I'm building my glasses. My glassware also. I
see. She's so fancy. So as the wine suggested, Laura and I decided, we were like, all right. They said what? Nuts, cheese, apples, or fruit or something like that.
Right. So I have cheese and grapes. I've got some nuts. I've got some pistachios here too.
All right. Well, taste it, girl, because I know you haven't tasted it. I already have.
I haven't tasted it, yeah.
So I'm gonna taste it with you. I like it. It's bold.
Oh.
Right, there's a thickness to it.
It's not, the texture is not thick, there's depth. There's depth to it. It's rounder.
You said depth, I said thick, but okay.
But when I think thick, I think a heavier, a thicker texture. But there is density to it. There's depth to it. I like it. It is sweet though. I will say that it's sweet. But I tasted 3 different things.
I know.
It was like, ooh, and I kept sipping and it's like,
I tasted clove. I tasted pepper.
But not pepper in a harsh, painful way. You know, we've had those where we taste the pepper and it's like, ooh.
I don't know if the clove, pepper, and certainly obviously is fruity.
Yeah, there's the obviousness.
But how did they make it so round? I mean, this is a dessert wine, so and then it seemed like very their suggestions said appetizing things. So I made myself my own charcuterie. I had nuts, cheese, some salami, and I tried it with each of them. And I think some of the spicy salami that I had, it really worked well. What I was surprised with, because I was like, oh, it's going to backfire on my taste buds. I had a Granny Smith apple, and it didn't. I had it, but this is strong. This is definitely, all right,
it does have definitely stronger than what I remember. One of the strongest reds we've had in a while. But I'm feeling it right here, right now.
Right?
It's got a little bit of a burn.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm going to try with a piece of meat now.
Try with a piece of meat.
My salami.
I've eaten all of my salami.
You see, they came for mine.
I know, and not really trying to support them, but I picked these up from Aldi's. I did not like one of them. One of them, I wasn't digging. This one here, didn't like it.
Oh, the Sopresta?
Oh, is that what it is? I like the salami for sure.
It's like a Spanish prosciutto, kind of.
Yeah, I'm thinking though, it just probably wasn't the high quality end of it. I mean, it is Aldi's, y'all. I mean, it is Aldi's.
Aldi's is quality food though. It's usually organic. They usually have their, and that's Appleton Farms, which is a Costco brand. You find it everywhere, and it's expensive.
So, okay, I wasn't impressed. I mean,
okay. I don't know. You didn't like it, you don't like it.
Right. But I said, okay, the salami is spicy. Will it knock each other out? And then I take a sip. again, it's one of those things where it just tastes it. It complemented it. So whenever we are out of the pandemic, I think that this would definitely be a nice beginning, taste. Again, I think that although it's bold, and you said the depthness of it, I would also say this would be a good entry red wine. What do you think?
For sure. I'm trying to identify that last hit.
I know. I got the clove and the pepper. What's the other one?
And of course, there's a fruit, but there's something right at the end, and I tasted it more after eating the meat. My palate's not sophisticated enough for me to identify what that last hit is, but I know it is something different than the first ones.
That's true. I've never tasted that combination. What I will say is that the May wine that I had at Brotherhood when I went on their wine tour, it was reminiscent of this, but of a lesser value. It was lighter. It was definitely lighter. It didn't have the depthness, but yummy.
This is good. This is good. This will get again. Was it $10 to $12?
Yeah.
It wasn't expensive. It wasn't a bank breaker either.
Exactly.
Again, at Trader Joe's. And I saw it and I was like, hey, they got the Brotherhood.
Exactly. I can even see myself doing something like making a sauce out of this, right? Boiling it, because it already has a level of thickness to it. Boiling it down and then drizzling it over an apple, drizzling over baked brie, and boiling it down to.
See, and I'm thinking, put it in.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I could boil this down, and it could probably, if I didn't have balsamic vinegar,
I would. Of course, I'm thinking meat, taco van, or a basic pot roast.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
Because it has a lot of depth to it.
Yeah, I would, I think I might even try to make a reduction with that. And I did see some baked brie, which I'm thinking for the holidays, that might be the way to go. Because I can't drink this whole bottle and I don't want it to go bad, so to speak.
It's port. I think it's meant to sit, you open it, you drink it.
All right.
You don't drink all of it. Maybe you come back to it a week or so later.
I hope so. And then also, as we said, usually with drinking port, you need a dessert glass, which is 4 ounces or smaller. They're very small. So you're really supposed to just sip this and enjoy it in small amounts. All right, don't make a face.
I'm laughing because this isn't 4 ounces and I had it filled up to about here. You see, I've had it.
Yeah, I see. But I was reading up on it and it said a dessert wine is 4 to 2 ounces. You're supposed to really sip it, munch on some hors d'oeuvres, and that's really it. This is not a guzzler, but during the pandemic, all kind of rules are being broken.
Listen, let me tell you about this morning's rule. Peggy and I got together over the weekend, and I left my coffee cream in her car. But I have some of the coquito that she made. So, pandemic rules, coquito goes in coffee, right? And the only reason I didn't put it in because of the rum. And it was early in the morning. I wanted to get things done. It's like you can't be putting rum in your coffee and start. I mean, I guess they did it in the old days, but they didn't drive like we do. So, it's like leave that right there. That's a nighttime drink. That is not a morning. You can't pour it in your coffee and call it proper creamer.
Well, one of the things that, when you look at these wines that are made, this one being 1839, early on during colonial times, most alcoholic beverages were medicinal. So I'm sure this cured something in the stomach, an upset stomach or something.
Because this is cleaner.
Yeah.
The water they didn't know how to filter their water properly. And I don't want to say bad things about certain folk, but when they didn't have plumbing and they didn't build they built their outhouses too close to the well.
There you go.
You don't have enough sense to put that, put some distance between the two of them, then you're going to get sick. So what do? They decided let's have wines and whiskey and beer and other things that are clean.
Well, like I said, it calmed the stomach and probably killed any extra bacteria. But guys, these are both wines that you could find at Trader Joe's. If you're in New York, where we're from, you can go to Trader Joe's to find Brotherhood wines. You can probably also find Brotherhood wines at Total Wines.
Brotherhood will ship to you in New York too,
which is awesome.
Look on their website, they'll ship, and they don't have ridiculous rates. That's one of the things I'm seeing. Everybody's like, "Oh, we'll ship your wine. You'll ship your wine," and they're going to ship you a glass, and it's going to cost $1 million.
Exactly. So, look, for the holidays, I think those are two good wines to have. Look, if you're making a mac and cheese with some seafood, you might want to put this in your bechamel. That might be a good addition, or a lobster, if you're really doing it up. So, this is our take on it, as we go into the holidays. We hope that you enjoy what we are talking about and you join us in our conversation. You can find us on all social media platforms.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Click like and subscribe.
Right. And it is
join us, and you'll get your notifications. That's what you need, your notifications.
It's Urban Booze without the E, y'all. We have to be different and special because that's how we are. We are different and special. So so next time, where we'll be wrapping up the year with our final episode, you'll see what holiday cocktails we're gonna, talk about that we're going to have during our holiday celebration. This is Urban Boost signing off.
Where we're exploring what's good.
Sip by sip.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.